Hello, stay. Welcome to this YouTube episode of Stray Kids the Megaverse, where we talk about all of the meta megaverse related Stray Kids things. Have you ever wondered what your therapist actually thinks when you tell them about your horrific traumas and how they're reacting on the inside? Because if you have, you're probably about to find out because I'm going to watch Hollow for the first time. And just unfiltered response to that. Why am I doing this? Presumably, I don't like myself very much, I suppose. I neither like making YouTube content, nor do I feel like this is going to do anything other than break my soul in half. But maybe watching a therapist have their soul broken in half is catharsis for you. So you're welcome, internet. Per usual, well, not per usual, I've done exactly one video before and it wasn't this. So what I'm going to do, this is not going to be a 3-hour long crash out like academic shenanigans like the railway one was. If it is 3 hours, it is a 3-hour crash out. It's just me crashing out. I'm going to try not to do that to myself nor you. This is just going to be an unfiltered reaction video. What I'm hoping to convince myself of is to like mostly watch it straight through with sometimes pausing just to scream a little bit. And if there's probably lots of clattering in the background. If I notice that something has struck in me an urge that I feel like will be at least a 3-minute tangent, I'm going to write down the timestamp in my handy dandy Stray Kids notebook because I have a handy dandy Stray Kids notebook. And we'll come back to it on a second watch. And that's my goal. We'll see if that works. Since this will be a raw response, don't follow my example on that one, okay? Anyway, since it's just an unfiltered response, obviously I haven't like really thought through this. It's not being investigated. My guesses at analogies and metaphors may be like totally wonky. But I know me and I'm going to have immediate guesses. Like that's going to be one of my first responses. So, woo. Okay, let's do this. Where are my headphones? Here are my headphones. I'm preemptively a little bit intoxicated. I didn't bring any further intoxicants though, and we'll see if I regret that. We'll find out. Hoop-a-dip-a-dum. That goes over there. That comes up here. I'm so not ready. I wasn't anticipating this music video today, but here we are. Okay. I've got captions on, right? Yeah, cool. Okay, I can't put it off anymore. Oh, was he on puppet strings? Hold on, we're already here. Yeah, he's on strings. Oh no, and then the chains have a similar string effect to the string. Okay, hold on. We're 6 seconds in, people. Benny. I need to see what happened there. I watched a little bit of the teasers, and I have some like thoughts, at least a couple. We'll see if they're accurate. Load. Just because I bounced you around a bunch doesn't mean you should stop loading. Come on, bro. Oh, that looks like one of the giant eggs, right? Are they all on strings? Are any of them not on strings? Oh, looks like... I can't tell. I think they're all on strings. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. That's super okay. Oh, right. I was going to say that the perspective I'm going to try to take this from is the kind of usual, if somebody came to me and was like, I made this, with the caveats of what like Chris has said about Hollow, which is, that he wrote it. What are some like questions, comments, thoughts I'd have? I find it really interesting that these trophies are different sizes. And this is horrible. This is horrifying. I hate it. I don't know what's happening, and I don't like what's happening. As if I was dragged here just to hear. I do act. Okay, nope, we're coming back. We're going to write it down to 38 seconds because we're 38 seconds into this. I'm so sorry. This is the worst reaction video. This is already so bad. Oh no. Okay, no, I need to like save just crashing out, I guess. Anyway, at 38 seconds, I'm thinking about Giant. And I'm thinking about the fact that they became gods in Giant. And what they're talking about right here of like not being satisfied. Oh, cool. Empty chairs. Oh my god, there's so many fucking trophies. I'm so stressed. Because the trophies are meaningless. It doesn't matter what they look like. The trophies are meaningless. It doesn't matter what they look like or what they're from. Oh, it's a mess. Oh god. Okay, this is really stressful. It doesn't matter what their award show is. It doesn't matter what the trophies look like. It doesn't matter what they're for. Because they're just endless anyway. I've actually talked about this before, clinically with a lot of gifted kids on, how the problem with like getting too many trophies as a youth, actually created a problem of nothing being good enough. Like, so it's not, you know what? We have a longer crash out coming out from that 53 seconds. Gifted award bullshit. Okay, cool. I had a lot of emotions about Felix's empty chairs that were there for a split second before this started happening. I like that they have the suit top and the wrinkled skirt, sort of showing that representation of like this could be anybody. They're completely. There's no implication as to who or what they are. It's really interesting when they choose to have the marble shine. Okay, so he's got a shiny marble. Okay. Who else? This is reminding me of Hallucination, actually. Visual wise. Oh, you know what? And Railway, because Railway had those crystals also. Interesting. I do think there's some relationship to the unit songs, just because we noticed that all the unit songs have like green in them, right? And of course, the coloration of this album has the green. They have all the green in the pictures. I wonder, like, green as a metaphor can kind of relate to a lot of things. We've got, nope, gonna write it down. Listen, I'm improving. Do you see how much I've improved over the last amount of time? I'm succeeding so much more in not sucking at reaction videos. I'm fine. I'm gonna need like to go through stills of these because I'm really curious if they end up having any like weird singular stills of like messed up moments. I accidentally double clicked. You know, I've seen a little bit of conversation about the flowers, and I have a lot of thoughts about flowers, and we'll see what happens to them. I just, there's so much happening in this music video, and I want to see it. This is interesting. We'll see what parts liquids have to play in this. So, lots of confusing directions. Everybody's trying to figure out what they're doing. Nobody really has direction. Also, everywhere they lead is fake. So that's... I'm gonna cry. Everywhere they lead is fake. Everywhere they lead is fake. It doesn't matter which direction they go. Just like every single frame of this is about how much like something doesn't matter. Which, that's fine. It's fine. Your decisions don't matter. You just, it's cool. This is fine. I'm doing great. The exit signs were all fake. Like where they weren't over. Like this might be an exit, but we don't even know that that is an exit. And each one of these signs, you know, exit signs are usually over the place where you're supposed to exit from. So it's like these false exits, these false starts. And as we know, it leads to the same place as everywhere else, which is still trapped. That shadow is interesting. I don't think it's meaningful, though. I think that that's just me noticing something from the specific still I'm on right now. Yeah, turned around, it's... And they're all running around, but they're not running around to something meaningful. Right? They're dancing on this fake stage. They're like pulling all of these buckets together from this fake stage. But they're doing it as though it's real. Even though nothing about it is. Cool. Doing great here. That's fine. That's super cool. Look at that skirt. What a great half skirt. This is a great outfit. Great outfit. I can't even watch the lyrics at the same time. I looked at the lyrics a while ago, but I don't remember them super well. But there's just so much happening. Obviously, we knew this was going to be devastating, right? Watching what childhood was meant to look like. Those marbles, I'm so fascinated by. I need to think about those. Yeah, what childhood's supposed to, what family's supposed to look like. Knowing there is something real out there, right? Like they're in this place that's all fake, but there's something real somewhere, but you can't get to it. I think the marbles, I have some theories about different things the marbles can represent. Obviously, they can represent money, they can represent fans. You're collecting this item that looks basically the same. Again, it doesn't, there comes a point where it doesn't matter what it is. You know, you get one trophy and it's interesting, but you get a 1,000 trophies. They all look different. Nothing's interesting about them anymore. You know, 10 million fans versus a million fans. Wouldn't it be more special sometimes to have one fan, right? That first fan before you know that in some ways they all look the same. That's just a theory, obviously. What the fuck is that? What is that? Sigmund, what do you have there? Is that like a steampunk eye patch? Moving on. Interesting. So this unreality kind of is an unreality, right? Who is that? I actually can't tell. Oh, what's that? Chan shoving his hand. Yeah, and they're just searching for different places these shining things. And then they just throw these beautiful shining things into these buckets that just need to be filled. Oh my God, wait, that's devastating because we can look at this. No, oh no, I'm gonna say this out loud and it's gonna make me feel a lot of things. Because he's so in charge of managing expectations, right? And they have these buckets that just need to be filled, but you can't, when you're just running around all the time, none of us are perfect, so things fall out, right? You drop the bucket, they fall out, and it's so hard to re-wrangle everything under control, right? They're these perfect circles, they run off so fast, so easily, but you have to get them back, right? You have to collect them. You have to keep having them. You can't lose them. And this desperation to like pull everything back. And I just think about the experiences they have with fan expectations and should write this down, especially if it's going to make me cry. Should. Okay. Oh, am I wrong about who that was? God, I'm like barely keeping up. But I mean, I think it is true for all of them. Is that Binny? I need to figure out who's in what colors. Is Shen the only one in 2? Because we've got white, we've got black, we've got blue. I think maybe Chan is the only one in 2. Is that Chan? I think that's Chan. I like only getting snippets of them at a time, and I'm not obsessed enough to be able to tell things by like the side of their nose. I don't have visual recollection. I have aphantasia. Fake City. Han Ji-sung having issues with lights directly in his eyes again. Cool, that's fine. I need love. The more I'm alone, the more I force. Can I get the beginning of this line? Yeah. Did Lino put that into his chest or did he just pull it out? Okay, just pulled it out. Having your soul pulled out for someone else's consumption because it's beautiful. Maybe, I guess maybe all of the marbles are then representative of parts of their soul and they're trying to recollect the parts of their souls that have that they've lost, but also that they never were able to gain, right? When you think about when you're supposed to be developing who you are and you're instead dancing in a fake hallway. Something to think about, I suppose. And they're all so distracted looking at the parts of this that feel that like prove the fakeness almost, right? The flickering lights, the sky that I'm sure is just a ceiling, playing with all of these, whatever that is they represent. They could be representing any number of things. A little devastating. They could be representing all of those things that I've mentioned, right? If they've externalized their sense of selves so much onto stay, you could almost say that like the pieces of their soul that they haven't been able to collect are also stay. I don't like that sentence. And there's not enough there. I do think that chains are really interesting when we think about like escape and red lights. Because there's such big themes in those, and we don't see a lot of chain themes, but like it's very like that's definitely part of the theming here. But also the chains are stabilizing something, right? They're not completely useless. They're not completely terrible. I see why people were mentioning Icarus. Again, interesting with the giant stuff because we were talking about mythology with giant as well. I had a lot of thoughts around mythology and giant. We talked about mythology and hallucination, which also like hallucination has a lot of visual similarities. That's a fake Icarus too, though, because we don't know that that's a real sun. It's, oh God, it's really devastating. Are those, what kind of cables are those? Oh, I see it. Yeah, Chan is the only one. Oh yeah, and the flowers are wilting now. They're dying. Chan is the only one in both colors. I have, yeah, questions about the... Yeah, but that's, I think that's lore stuff, and I don't know enough about the lore. I do think that Chan being in both of them is really, really interesting. God, just empty rooms. And they're not even performing for the empty, they're, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where they're performing or how they're performing. I'm sorry. What just happened to I? This, that seems like bullshit, right? Because that's was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's definitely lore bullshit, I think. Oh yeah, anything that has a post scene is always lore bullshit. Oh, young Bulk, what's going on, buddy? Who are you, man? Who are you? This also looks like Giant. And the sun's coming in. This is possibly the first time they've seen real sunlight. We don't know it's real sunlight, though. Is that 2? Really big. That's interesting. What am I thinking about this? Definitely thinking something. I'm thinking Giant again. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, no. I didn't ask you to do this. This isn't what I wanted. Okay, well that was really depressing, and now I'm going to rewatch it at a reasonable human speed and look at the lyrics and listen, I've got plenty to say in the future. Looks like a scarecrow too. Another fake thing. It's just like, and like that may just be me looking at too many things. Like you can find patterns in all kinds of things if you look hard enough. But it does seem like inauthenticity is a big theme. I didn't even think about what those actually mean when they showed up before. And I almost wonder if it's like, no matter what the horrors of the world are, somehow the most important thing is that we're idols dancing, maybe. I could see that being one of them. They're also set up like art pieces. There's probably something there to that. Something about the gallery perspective. I don't know, something about the wall is bothering me, but we all know I have issues with walls, so. So yeah, this sort of like thought that if you could just win enough things, if you could just go in like far enough by some industry standard definition, you'd be okay. And you'd be fulfilled. But no matter how much they do that, they're not. Oh, were they handed out those necklaces by this person? It was an award. Oof. I like... Yeah, that's rough because I do think that there's something to the reading of them being like your soul, like you've earned the right to a soul, to an identity. We've given you an identity and you're supposed to hold that identity and let it shine really bright. But also it's so fragile and it's so external. I can't take it no more. Yeah, and I mean, I think like the imagery is kind of consistently along that line of this obsession with this incredibly beautiful shining thing, but that shining thing is going to end up, you know, it does look like they start wilting, they start dying, they start suffering at the end, and it's unclear if this shining thing is related to that or not. Maybe if they didn't have it, it wouldn't be able to kill them. I don't know. It's so fucking catchy. I'm gonna have the second half of this. Like, it's so catchy. I do keep wanting to find something else in this, but I think it's pretty straightforward. Oh, that turned into a face. I missed that the first time. Oh, I hate that. Oh, I really, really, really hate that. What the fuck is up with that? I'm gonna move on and think about that more later. What the fuck? Flowers also look fake. They do wilt, but like they're not styled to look like real flowers. I'm thinking about all the slime that the marbles had on them in the teaser images, and now I'm trying to figure out why the fuck it had all that slime. There's no slime here. Why'd you do that to us? I still don't know what that weird ass thing is. I can't take it no more. Something megaversy about this, right? Oh, and also it has the lightning. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but it's imagery that they use semi-frequently. What do we think that, like, I don't have an immediate impression of what this is. I mean, like, obviously more empty, but like, it's like a fake, I'm almost wondering, like, I'm thinking about the tower aspect, and I'm trying to figure out what they also had the circular imagery with their hands earlier. So I'm trying to figure out if it's purposefully putting this fake city on a circular imagery or if there's something related to a tower that it's utilizing. I think the more I'm alone, the more I force myself to fill it is also so interesting because it's this association with being surrounded by people and being fulfilled, which are not associated things clinically, right? So it seems like to me what they're saying is that when they're alone, they're able to recognize that hollowness. When they're alone, when they're not working, when they're bored, like they're able to see that they are hollow at the point that they're alone, whereas when there are other people around them, they can almost avoid it. I know a lot of people have said some things thus far. I haven't deeply read about the two of them in this scene. I'm actually vaguely horrified, or rather, it's concerning, right? Because this is actually like, this is so clearly about obsession. This is the thing they're obsessed with to the point that they'd take it from someone they love to the point that they would watch this person die. And I mean, I wonder if that's part of it, right? You know, I talk about this in my neurodivergence podcast episodes, and I'll talk about this a lot with Han in the one I'm writing right now, but it is almost certain that like most of them have had mental health issues at some point. I mean, like pretty much assured. I can, like, that's almost certainly the case. If any of them haven't, it's only going to be one or two, just like statistically and based on the industry and things like that. And they watch each other suffer for their dreams, right? Like, it's not just about I'm so obsessed, I'm so focused. It's I would put somebody I love through hell for this obsession. Just because they're also obsessed, just because they're also there with me, just because they also wanted it, I'd watch it destroy them. Because he doesn't even notice. Nobody notices. And something that I think is notable is that, like, I know that people are talking about it with just Han, but I think it's important that Han is the first one, right? Han isn't the only one. Han is just the first one. Han's the canary in the coal mine, you know? None of them notice. And whether it's actual sense of guilt about this, or whether, you know, they are representing their fans also, or, you know, the world also, could be any of those. But that's really, really harsh. And I'm really curious about this fog as well. Yeah, this is like, it's a tragedy, and it actually has an arc like a tragedy. So desperate for something that's real. Yeah, he's so desperate for something that's real. And this shines like it is an orb, like it is a marble. It's too much for him to grab, though. So that's two of them who fell at the same time, right? When did Sumin go into the sky? I missed that. Yeah, and then, yeah, Ian falls. Yeah, it's so interesting that he crashes in on it and it bleeds when it breaks, because we haven't seen any of their other ones do it like that. Oh, and look, they have all of these Yeah, no, this is referencing hallucination, right? Because it was Ian with his chandelier. I think that this is a direct hallucination reference. I do think that. The hands look like mouths. Like, it almost looks like when people do like the chatter thing. And birds. I think maybe the thing with Felix at the end, because Felix doesn't, I don't think Felix has a death scene, right? Yeah. He doesn't exit stage. I don't think they all do. I need to go back through and like watch it closely. Okay, well, no, stop that. Well, that's fine. Well, so I guess I'm gonna have to watch Social Path. Okay. I don't like making YouTube content. I'm bad at making YouTube content. I ramble too much. I don't like video editing. It's a whole thing. So because I don't want to make good YouTube content, I want to make unedited videos in that I throw up somewhere, but I don't really want a billion of those on the internet. I made myself a supercast also, which is like a subscription network. And I think that my obscenely long, tangent-oriented videos are gonna go on there. I'm gonna gatekeep them behind a very minor paywall because I hate doing them, so I don't want to do them for free. What I need to do with this is I need to watch Social Path. I need to rewatch Social Path. I need to rewatch Hallucination. I've watched Railway enough times to know what parts of Railway are relevant. I want to rewatch the other Hop era solos as well, just to check and see, because there might be something devastating there that we didn't anticipate being devastating. I don't know. We're gonna find out. There's a few other music videos that I think I want to watch too that might have some relationship. Giant, obviously. Lots of Giant references, which again is really interesting as we think about Giant being about becoming gods. And then I guess, I don't know, this is about realizing you're gods of a fake universe. That's fine. It's fine. I'm doing great. I have no emotions about this experience at all. Things cool. I'm gonna upload this as is on YouTube because I'm not rewatching this. I'm not doing that to myself. So I guess whenever I do that really long thing, which I don't think is going to be for a little bit because I still haven't done the actual original Unfair and Hallucinate. Maybe I'll just skip those now. I don't know. Figure that out. But also I really, 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 really want to do a red lights one. And those are all really low on my list anyway because I'm working on podcast stuff. I have a couple episodes out now on neurodivergence. I'm working on the Han alien storyline episode right now. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to do a deep dive into Hold My Hand music video and some my railway version, my whatever is going to be like 2 hours long shenanigans for Hold My Hand, and that one will also go on my supercast. Maybe I'll put a clip of it on here or something. I don't know. Anyway, fuck. I'm gonna go rewatch that 4 times and then go to bed because these boys stress me the fuck out. I'm not their therapist. I'd probably do a better job. So the thing is that Southern Korea has pretty much no regulations for what it takes to call yourself a therapist. If you want to call yourself a psychologist, you have to have a bachelor's degree in something related to psychology. If you want to be a psychiatrist, you have to be a medical doctor, but psychiatrists don't get trained on being therapists. That's why they're bad at it. Fun story, in Southern Korea, therapists don't have to be trained on being therapists either. And most therapists are paraprofessionals. If you're a psychologist, like I said, you have to have a bachelor's degree. If you have a master's degree, it counts towards 2 years of practice. Now, I have never met somebody with a bachelor's degree in psychology who I thought would be a high quality, competent therapist at that point in time. I'm sure that somebody exists, but that's not that degree does not teach you how to be a therapist. It's not what it does anywhere at any school. So my point is that I'm unconvinced about the quality of the mental health care, especially since there's a big push to increase the regulations around psychologists and therapists due to rampant therapist abuse. So I'm not their therapist, and probably neither is anybody else. And that's fine. Bye.